Our next story is about Pakistan. The South Asian nation is famous for exporting two things. The first, of course, is terrorism. The second is cheap labour. Every year, hundreds of thousands of Pakistanis leave the country. Their primary destination is the Arab world, mostly the Gulf Cooperation Council or GCC nations. These are Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait and Oman. These are the GCC countries. These 6 countries take in a bulk of Pakistani migrants, mostly to work as labourers. Now, this arrangement is supposed to work for all the parties. The Gulf nations get cheap labour and Pakistan gets remittances. In the month of May, the remittances hit a record. $3.2 billion were sent to Pakistan, and the lion's share came from just 2 countries, that's Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Remittances from these 2 nations made up almost half of the total. And remember, this is Pakistan. It's a country that is always on the brink of bankruptcy. So these Gulf billions are essential. That is why the latest reports have sent alarm bells ringing in Islamabad. It seems that the Gulf nations do not want Pakistani labourers anymore. There are 2 major reasons for this. The first is the lack of skills. The Gulf nations are advancing. They have begun using more sophisticated tools in labour-heavy sectors like construction. The labourers from Pakistan are apparently not used to all of this. Many come from remote regions of Pakistan, areas that do not get adequate support from the government in Islamabad. And these workers often drop out of school before completing their education, leaving them unskilled and uneducated, of course, and unable to cope with advancing technology. So the Gulf nations are looking for alternatives. They're looking at countries that are training their workforce better, like Bangladesh. Pakistani senators have lauded skilled Bangladeshi workers, saying that they should serve as an inspiration and that Pakistan needs to follow suit. Islamabad has known about this issue for a while. A few months ago, the government made an announcement. It said it would start training millions of people, especially children who have dropped out of school. Islamabad wants to upskill them and then send these skilled workers to the Gulf. But that is a long-term solution which will not address the immediate crisis, the current crisis. So this is one reason why the Gulf is looking elsewhere. Pakistani workers are comparatively unskilled and they're being left behind. The second reason, however, is more alarming. It is linked to the behaviour of some Pakistani migrants. 4 of the 6 GCC nations have made complaints and each one is unique. Saudi Arabia wants Pakistan to stop sending beggars and sick people. About 400,000 Pakistanis travel to the kingdom every year, 4 lakh Pakistanis. Many of them go on pilgrimage visas, but once they arrive, they indulge in begging. Saudi Arabia says that 90% of the beggars it arrested were from Pakistan. Now, Pakistan already suffers from a poor reputation internationally. The government keeps running around looking for loans from China, the International Monetary Fund, and even the Gulf nations. So Islamabad should take care not to inspire its citizens. Saudi Arabia has made that clear. Next, there's Kuwait. It is complaining about Pakistani nurses. Kuwait says that nurses from Pakistan keep shirking their duties. They dump basic chores on ward boys. They refuse to learn Arabic. And they keep trying to get transferred to Europe after just 6 months. Next is Qatar. Their complaint is rather benign in comparison. Qatar says the Pakistani workers do not adhere to safety regulations. The workers apparently do not like wearing helmets. Now, this is definitely an issue, but nothing compared to the UAE's complaint. The UAE has complained about 2 things: inappropriate behaviour and criminal activities. Pakistani migrants have reportedly been caught making inappropriate videos. They were seen filming women in Dubai without their consent. This has angered Emirati officials who have expressed their concerns to Pakistan. The UAE's other issue with Pakistan is crime. About 50% of the UAE's labour force crime rate is attributed to Pakistanis. That's half of all crimes committed by the labour force. This does not reflect well on Pakistani workers and on Islamabad overall. After this report came out, Islamabad went into damage control mode. It has asked its overseas citizens to abide by the law and respect cultural norms wherever they go. Pakistan knows how essential its expatriate workers are. Their remittances are essential for keeping the government afloat. It needs to ensure that they toe the line. Because if they don't, the whole country could collapse.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree. One tree for humanity. One tree for Mother Earth. One tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.